Friends, have you ever looked at someone else's life and thought, they must be so much happier than I am? Maybe it's a neighbor living in a big, beautiful house, a colleague earning a higher salary, or someone surrounded by a loving family. In those moments, we forget to appreciate our own blessings because we are too busy comparing ourselves with others. But the question remains, who is truly happy in life? Let me share a story that will take you on a journey of realization. Once there was a beggar who moved from village to village in search of food and alms. One day, tired and hungry, he arrived at the home of a farmer. He knocked on the door, but no one responded. The door was slightly open, so he peeked inside. What he saw touched his heart deeply. The farmer was sitting with his wife and two small children. They were laughing, playing, and clinging to their father with innocent joy. The warmth and happiness of that family filled the room. The beggar called out again, and this time the farmer's wife stepped outside with a gentle smile. She handed him a handful of grains as an offering. The beggar thanked her and walked away, but his mind couldn't leave the scene he had just witnessed. How lucky they are, he thought. The children are cheerful, the parents are content, and love fills their home. My life is nothing like theirs. I return each evening to an empty hut, cook alone, eat alone, and sleep in silence. Compared to them, I am miserable. But what the beggar didn't know was that the farmer too carried worries of his own. That evening, after the family's meal, the farmer turned to his wife with a worried face. We don't have enough money to cover the household expenses. I'll need to borrow 1,000 coins from the moneylender, but I doubt he will agree. His wife tried to calm him with kind words, encouraging him to visit the moneylender with confidence. The farmer went to the local moneylender, who also ran a cloth shop. After some negotiation, the moneylender agreed to lend him the money. As the farmer left with the coins, he looked around the shop at the stacks of cash and the wealth the moneylender possessed. He sighed, thinking, look at him. He has so much wealth and peace. Compared to him, my life is full of struggles. Yet the moneylender, too, wasn't free from desires and challenges. The next day, he traveled to the city to purchase stock for his shop. There he visited a powerful merchant who dealt in large-scale business transactions. While in the merchant's office, he overheard an assistant reporting massive profits. Lakhs earned here, lakhs earned there. The moneylender was stunned. I pride myself on a few thousand coins, yet this man earns in lakhs. Surely he must be the happiest person alive, he thought. But wealth brought problems of its own. That same evening, the merchant received devastating news. An investment had suffered heavy losses. His head throbbed with stress. Despite his wealth, he felt crushed. To make things worse, he had to attend a banquet hosted by a government officer. At the gathering, he observed officials and influential figures mingling effortlessly. These men must be the happiest, the merchant thought. They command respect, authority, and power. Compared to them, my wealth feels meaningless. However, even those officials had burdens. The government officer who hosted the banquet returned home exhausted. Though the event appeared successful, he felt weighed down by constant pressure. When news of a financial setback in one of his ventures reached him, his heart sank further. As he lay in bed, overwhelmed, he noticed a beggar outside his window walking along, humming a carefree tune. With a sigh, he whispered, "Look at him. No worries about profit, loss, or reputation. He must be the happiest of all." Ironically, this was the same beggar who only hours earlier had envied the farmer's life. This cycle shows us a simple truth. Everyone faces difficulties no matter their wealth or status. We assume others live happier lives, but we rarely see their struggles. Happiness doesn't come from wealth, status, or power. It comes from appreciating the life we have instead of wishing for another's. In another part of the land near the mountains lived a stonecutter. Day after day, he worked under the scorching sun, breaking rocks and earning just enough to feed his family. He lived simply and was mostly content. Yet sometimes, after long days of toil, he wondered, is this really living? I work endlessly and earn so little. Life feels so difficult. If only there was some magic that could grant me anything I wished. One night, these restless thoughts followed him into his dreams. In his dream, he saw himself walking home when he noticed a grand mansion he had never seen before. Its beauty left him in awe. If only such a house were mine, I'd be the happiest man alive. Instantly, his wish was granted and the house became his. At first he rejoiced, but his joy was short-lived when he saw a grand procession outside, with a powerful politician at its center. Thousands cheered his name. The stonecutter thought, Even with my big house, I'm nothing compared to him. I wish I were a leader admired by the people. Again, his wish came true. Now he was the politician in the grand parade, soaking in the admiration of the crowd. But the blazing sun soon became unbearable. Weak from the heat, he fainted. When he awoke, he thought, the politician isn't the most powerful. The sun is stronger, able to weaken even the mighty. I wish I could be the sun. Instantly, he became the sun, shining across the world. He felt unstoppable until thick clouds gathered, blocking his light. These clouds are stronger than me, he thought. I wish to be a cloud. Soon he was floating freely as a cloud, powerful enough to block sunlight. But then came a mighty wind, blowing him away. The wind is stronger than the clouds, he realized. I must become the wind. Once again his wish was fulfilled. As the wind, he blew fiercely across the land, until he met a towering mountain that stood unshaken against his force. He realized, the mountain is stronger than me. I wish to become the mountain. Now he stood tall as a mighty mountain, feeling immovable and indestructible. But then he felt sharp pain. Looking down, he saw a man with a hammer striking his rocks. The mountain groaned, realizing, this man is stronger than me. He can break me apart. He wished to become the man, but this time his wish wasn't granted. Instead, the pain grew until he suddenly awoke from the dream. Sitting up, he saw his own reflection and finally understood. I was chasing after lives that weren't mine, forgetting that I already am the one with strength. I am the stonecutter, the man who can chip away at mountains. Why did I long to be someone else, when my own abilities are remarkable? The stonecutter's realization teaches us a vital lesson. It's fine to admire others, but it's dangerous to lose ourselves by trying to become them. Each of us has been given unique qualities by a higher power. Instead of longing for someone else's life, we must recognize our own worth. When we accept ourselves fully, the desire to trade places with others vanishes, and true contentment begins. The story doesn't end here. There was also a powerful king who had built a vast empire through courage and intelligence. His people lived in peace, and his name commanded respect across the land. Yet as he grew older, he worried about his son, a 16-year-old prince who would one day inherit the throne. He feared his son wasn't ready for such great responsibility. Calling the prince to his chamber, the king said, "My son, the world will not respect you for your age, but for your strength and your actions. Respect is never begged for, it is earned. Do you know why people respect the ocean? It doesn't ask for admiration, yet its power demands it. If you want people to value you, build strength, keep your word, and show kindness. These are the things that make people honor you." The king urged his son never to stop learning. Life will test you, and each challenge will teach you something new. Your youth is the time to build discipline and resilience. Don't waste it chasing empty pleasures. If you don't sacrifice for your dreams, you will end up sacrificing your dreams instead. The prince asked, "But what if the people holding me back are my friends or family?" The king replied, "Love them, respect them, but never allow them to chain you down. Your purpose must come first. Surround yourself with people who share your values. Distance yourself from those who don't. Some friendships are only for amusement. When you stop entertaining them, they may try to pull you down. Don't let them. True friends will support your journey." The king concluded with wisdom. Spend time alone when needed. Solitude reveals who you truly are. Happiness does not come from wealth or power. It comes from knowing yourself and appreciating your own strengths. Build habits that lead you to your goals, and never stop striving to be the best version of yourself. Friends, this story gives us a profound lesson. Every person faces hidden battles. We may think the rich, the powerful, or the influential are happier, but they too have worries. True happiness doesn't lie in comparing ourselves with others. It lies in appreciating what we already have. Somewhere, someone dreams of living the very life you take for granted. So stop chasing another person's life. Stop comparing yourself endlessly. Look within and discover your unique qualities. When you embrace your true self, you'll stop wanting to be someone else. That's when you'll start living fully, finding joy in your own path. And if this story inspired you, don't forget to share your thoughts, subscribe for more such stories, and continue this journey of learning and self-discovery.